What's Gucci, everyone? It's AJ here again, and today I want to make a quick tutorial on classes. Now, classes, I like to think of them as kind of the blueprints for objects. Whenever you create an object, it's looking at that class and saying, okay, this is how you defined my object. I'm now going to bring all those variables and functions to life inside this object. And obviously, you can make the same object multiple times and have them interact differently with different objects, which is the power of object-oriented programming. So I'm going to make a simple class called question, and with using the class keyword. And so classes, like you know, and hopefully you know, they have variables and they have functions mostly to be able to interact with one another and other objects. So this question will have a variable of text, and I'll use the string operator, which is a colon, to make it of type string. Now most classes have an initializer function or a constructor to initialize its variables and to kind of get it moving so it starts out in the right state. You don't want to start your class out in a unresponsive or error state, because then it's wrong, and you always want it to be in the right place or not allowed to get there. So the way we do that is simply we use the built-in init part of Swift. And so what I'm going to say is the init function takes a string from the user. So to make this object, it's going to take a string, and it's going to assign that string using self.text equals text. Now what's happening here is pretty clever here, because these texts are different. This text in the blue refers to this text here on line 6. This text refers to the init text. So self dot means essentially it's saying we're referring to the self object. It's referring to this object text. So it's referring to the actual global variable text. It's referring out of scope to this global variable. For the class is global variable. And the local variable, this text without the self is just looking for the next closest text, which is right here. So I'm assigning, right now this self.text gets assigned to this global variable, and so when the init function ends, the text doesn't go away. It's assigned. And also, if I want to do other things with my classes, I can also make functions, such as this ask function. I did forget the function keyword right here. And what I want there is let's say I'm going to create a function that's ask within the question method. So this question object can call the ask method, which is going to print line the text. So now let's create an object since we've defined our first class. So now that we've defined our first class, let's create a var, and we're going to call it Q1, and we're going to set it equal to, we're going to set it to type of question, because we like to be a little bit verbose here. And simply now we want to simply do this the easiest way. So I'm going to set up question, and question needs a text to initialize. So what is your name? So let's just make this all right, and simply so I initialize the question with the text of what is your name, pretty similar to Q1. So now let's call Q1, let's call dot ask on it. So let's call the method to be able to interact with your object, and as you can see right here, it printed out to the console, or to anything really for that matter, what is your name? And it printed out right there. Oh God, that's hard to see. What is your name in the console output? So there you go. That's my basic shindig on classes, and there'll be more to come, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and have the best day of your life. Also, try to rate and subscribe. It really helps me out with the whole algorithms and getting myself out there. That's the power of YouTube. You have the popularity. You have the power to share and make things go viral. I'll see you guys later.